So I heard this message. Let me turn off my car. All right. So I heard this message, and it went something along the lines of, yes, there is a lot of evil in the world. The Jeffrey Epstein files have gotten released, and we are seeing a bunch of Satanism, a bunch of weird shit that people are doing. All right. And you can't control that. Right. But you can make a difference. You can do something to improve this world. But that starts with you taking control of your life. That starts with you applying structure and discipline. That starts with you breaking your bad habits and waking up on time and pursuing a better self. Because when we have a world that's broken and you're also broken, when we have a world that's broken but you have no discipline, you have no structure, you are relying on instant gratification. Just like some of those criminals are, they're all instant gratification. You think any of them have any structure, any discipline in their life? And when they go and do that haram shit? Hell nah. No, sir. They do not. Bro, they feed the flesh with what feels good. That is what Satan does. He comes in our life and he whispers lies in our ears, and they say, hey, it's okay to go and do that thing. Make your flesh feel good. Involve this worldly desire of yours. Go ahead and proceed. The difference between the good people, the people that abide by God's word, they hear Satan. They see Satan, but they don't participate in it. Right? You must have structure and discipline. You must improve yourself as a man. That is the only way out. That is the only way that you will improve the world. Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. My name's Aiden Hatchett. Why you should even listen to me? I'm a fitness coach. I rebuilt my physique coming back from an ACL injury not too long ago. I'm in the best shape of my life, and I continue to improve. I am talking to you today about structure and discipline, and these same principles that I apply in the gym will apply in your life and everywhere else that you have habits in, and they will improve you. And we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein today because I heard the files got released recently, and a lot of them got released, and a lot of bullshit's happening in the world, a lot of stuff that I wish I could change. But you think I have any power over that? You think I have anything that I could do? No, I can't. I can't. But I tell you what I can do. I can start a movement. But I can't start a movement. I can't start a foundation. I can't start anything if I first have my shit in check. I don't have my money right. I don't have my discipline right. I don't have my structure right. I don't have certain things right. My fitness right. My health right. I don't have me right. That is a problem. With that problem comes opportunity to get right, to be in the position to make a difference in the world. But while you're going out on weekends and smoking weed and drinking and chasing the girl, you're numbing yourself to the reality of the world. Doesn't it piss you off that stuff like that's happening? Doesn't it piss you off that we don't have the control that we want? It's in God's hands, yes, but you can make a difference. You can be a weapon in God's hands versus a weapon for Satan. Because if you are not a weapon for God, you are a weapon of Satan. There is no middle ground, bro. There is none. And if you don't know what team you're on, that tells you everything you need to know. Because the good fight is hard. You know if you're on the good fight, bro. You know it. You know if you're in the gym. You know if you're eating clean. You know if you're putting in the reps. You know if you're waking up early. You know if you're disciplining yourself and your habits and your lifestyle. That's hard work. It doesn't just happen automatically. Because our flesh craves comfort. Our flesh craves these worldly desires, and we just give it in every single time. This is a problem. This is a problem. This is why I'm doing 365 days of YouTube videos. This is why I'm posting and building a personal brand around fitness and discipline. This is why I'm building my business. This is why I went into a job interview today despite everything. This is why I'm working multiple jobs. This is why I'm looking to improve myself as a man. I'm in the gym every day. I'm constantly waking up with a burning desire to improve myself. And anytime I don't hit my standards, that is a problem. That makes me feel like I am a weaker individual than I know I can be. I am a weaker weapon in God's hands. And eventually, if I become so weak, I become so docile, so soft, now I am a weapon for Satan. And I've been a weapon for Satan in my past. I know exactly what it feels like. I know exactly what it feels like, bro. To steal, lie, cheat, to cause havoc, to wreck, right? To cause pain, spread negativity. I know exactly what that feels like. Now, maybe I wasn't doing it intentionally. Sure, it was unintentional, but it's still the same. In my head, that's still the same. You need to be intentional about spreading God. You need to be intentional about being a strong individual, somebody who stands up for what he believes in, somebody who keeps his word, somebody who has structure and discipline and leads a family and a job and everything else, bro. This is the most important piece of being a man that you can have. I'm talking about being a godly man here. On my Instagram today, I posted some stories. Those stories included me and some photos in my past about 5-6 years ago when I was 17, 18, my family, we took a trip to Costa Rica back when my parents were still together. My little brother was here. We took a trip to Costa Rica. It was an amazing trip, most beautiful trip. But there was times where I was ripped during that trip. I remember I was shredded. I've been shredded my entire life, bro. But I was shredded that trip. And I remember not wanting to go because I couldn't take my nicotine. Or I couldn't take my weed as well. And I was like, fuck, dude, I'm going to be a week without nicotine or weed? You know what I did? I snuck the nicotine on the plane. And I made sure I got high as fuck before the plane ride. That's what I did. Because that's how I lived. But I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to do anything if I did not have those devices in my hands. That is how Satan controls you. That is one area. I can name a lot of messed up stuff that was around that. But I remember that whole trip, bro. I was fiending. I ran out of nicotine. And I started fiending. I was forced to go through a withdrawal. It's the most painful thing in my life. And I got back and I immediately went back to it. Thank God I made it back, right? I'm perfect. Straight to numbing. Asleep, bro, asleep. Thinking I'm pushing forward in my life and my business and everything. In reality, I'm not. Just because I have six-pack abs and big arms, that doesn't mean shit. If you have all these different addictions, all these different habits that are holding you back in life, doesn't mean shit. That's why I created the Forge method, F-O-R-G-E. I constantly talk about this method, but it's a simple method where fitness is your foundation. You order your morning, relentlessly execute on your goals, God over everything, evolve and evaluate. And yes, fitness is my foundation still to this day, but I also have order in my mornings. I also relentlessly execute on my goals. I also have God over everything. And that specific context, God over everything, means a lot, bro. It means a lot. It means you're not being a little degenerate and you're submitting your flesh to your spirit. Right? You submit all those bad habits. You submit those things to be a weapon in God's hands, which is what we're talking about in this specific video. It was the last year where I finally submitted my flesh to my spirit, and I was willing to do whatever it takes because I was broken down in such a way after making huge investments, scary investments, the biggest investment of my life into a real estate program. And I completely broke down, completely. And I walked into a church for the first time. And I was able to find God. I was able to grow closer with God, Jesus Christ, the one and only, the Lord and Savior. I was able to drop my addictions and replace him with that. It wasn't until last year. I was, not even a year ago. And I got baptized 2 months ago. So I really want you to take this in because it's a concept that will change your life. Right? You just simply replace your bad habits with God. You simply replace your gluttony with eating real food and going to the gym. You simply replace lack of order in your life for order in your life. It's simple, but it's not easy. It's actually very difficult. And I guarantee you, your life only gets harder when you do this. Why do I say that? Not to scare you, but to make you prepared. If I just told you building a business is the easiest thing possible, or getting in the best shape of your life is the easiest thing possible, and then you try it and you expect it to be easy, and then it's hard one morning, it's hard, it's cold, it's dark. You don't want to get out of bed. It's early. You're tired, you're hungry. This is a mismatch of expectation. And this is exactly what keeps people back. Expect life to be hard. If you want to get in the best shape of your life through discipline and direction, and you're serious about changing your physique, I'm taking on men for my one-on-one coaching. The application is down below. I appreciate you for tuning in. I'm going to end it here. Keep these videos around 10 minutes. I'm posting one video a day, 365 days. If you're interested in this content, follow along for more. I got more on my IG as well, always posting on there. I appreciate y'all. Have a blessed night. Bye for now. Stay dangerous.